What if Hearthstone cards were Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Let's take Argent Squire, a 1 cost, 1 attack, and 1 health minion. If this was a Yu-Gi-Oh card, it would be a level 1 light attribute warrior monster with 200 attack and 300 defense. Now, if you noticed, I didn't just give this card 100 attack and defense, because if I did, we would start having some really weak cards. It would also have the effect, once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. This seems like a drastic upgrade from Divine Shield, protecting this card from damage 1 time, and not indestructibility once per turn. First, Yu-Gi-Oh cards can't take damage, as they don't have health. And second, once per turn battle protection just isn't good. We have cards like Marshmallow and Spirit Reaper that can never be destroyed by battle, and those cards are never used because it's just not that good of an effect in Yu-Gi-Oh, even though it would ruin Hearthstone overnight. Next card up is Chill Wind Yeti, a 4 cost 4/5 minion. This one is an easy one, a level 4 water attribute beast monster with 1800 attack and 1200 defense. The reason I gave this card less defense, while Yeti has more health than attack, because cards at this level either have high attack and low defense, or low attack and high defense. I'm still on the fence on whether to give him 1900 or leave him at 1800, as Chillwind Yeti was used as a generic beast deck having good attack for its cost, but if I gave him 1900 attack, I would be giving a lot of cards 1900 attack, and that is a premium stat line. I'll leave him at 1800 attack for now. We've been making a lot of monsters, so why don't we try making a spell, namely Ice Block, with the effect when your hero takes fatal damage, prevent it, and become immune this turn. A secret is the closest thing you can get to a trap card in Hearthstone, as you can only activate it on your opponent's turn, so you know this is definitely being a trap card. The condition to activate it is a bit too specific, as in Hearthstone, since there's so little secret destruction. This secret is almost always usable. In Yu-Gi-Oh, spell and trap interruption is the barrier to entry to competitive decks, so the activation on lethal damage has to be changed to if a monster card declares a direct attack, since it's in the same vein as when an aggressive player is going face for lethal, while also being more usable for the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh. We're making another classic, Harvest Golem, a 3 cost 2/3 mech, with the effect Death Rattle. Summon a 2/1 damaged golem, a 1 cost 2/1 mech token. You don't have to do much to convert this card either, as it becomes a level 3 earth attribute machine with 1000 attack and 1600 defense. With the effect, this card is destroyed. Summon 1 damaged golem, a level 1 earth attribute machine token with 800 attack and 400 defense. I'm not sure if I should make this card an earth attribute, as it is the default type for machine cards to have, or dark type, as it was made to kill people. I'll leave it as earth for now. We've been converting a lot of basic Hearthstone cards into Yu-Gi-Oh, so let's try making the legendary Alexstrasza, a 9 cost 8/8 dragon, with an extraordinary effect. Set a hero's remaining health to 15, essentially cutting a player's health in half, as players in Hearthstone only have 30 health max. Not to mention, you can use Alexstrasza's effect to essentially heal up to 14 health if your opponent is already below 15. Converting this card, we would get a level 8 light attribute dragon with 2500 attack and 2000 defense. With the effect, if this card is tribute summoned, set a player's health to 4000. When converting this card, I had to change its level to 8 instead of a direct conversion of 9, since a majority of high level dragons are either level 7 or level 8, as well as the standard attack and defense is either 2500 and 2000 or 3000 and 2500. Since Alistraja has decent stats, I chose the former. This effect is really good, even if you have to sacrifice 2 monsters on the field to summon it and get its effect. As for those of you who don't know, monsters with levels 5 and 6 require 1 tribute to summon, while monsters with level 7 or above require 2 tributes. Even though I essentially made Alistraja eat up your normal summon to gain its effect, setting your opponent's health in half would enable so many first turn kill strategies that decks would easily get 2 cards on the field without using their normal summon just to get this card's effect. So much so that I might need to make Alistraja require 3 tributes to get its effect, or change it to an optional when effect, so your opponent has the easier way to interrupt it. Okay, we got another classic here, Arcane Intellect. The tried and true 3 cost draw 2 spell that's in basically every card game with a standard cost system. In any regular card game, this would be a fairly basic card that wouldn't be used too much, since it eats up a sizable chunk of mana or whatever points your cost system uses. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, this effect is so good that they have to go out of their way to make this effect impossible to resolve. If I converted this card directly, I would have made Pot of Greed, with an effect so powerful it would be banned as soon as it hits store shelves, even though not many people know what this card does. You do not know what a Yu-Gi-Oh player would do to draw 2 more cards. They'd remove a quarter of their deck from play. They'd stop themselves from special summoning for the rest of the turn. If I made this card for modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I would have to make a severe restriction or requirement to fill, since this card was made for the mage class that's known for its spells. A good requirement to use for this card would be draw 2 cards, banish all monsters in your hand face down. This effect is balanced, as a majority of card effects used are monsters, so only certain decks will be able to use it to its fullest. And even if you do play all your monsters before you use this card, some monsters require you to have them in your hand during your opponent's turn to use. I think we've done a pretty good job at converting Hearthstone cards into Yu-Gi-Oh cards. If you think there's something I should change, or a card I should have made instead, please let me know in the comments below.
Pick a card, any